Have you ever sat down to start writing content and suddenly you forget everything that your business is about? Like your brain just packs a suitcase and leaves the country. Yeah, same. I know how overwhelming it feels to stare at a blinking cursor, thinking, I should really post something. But what? You know the feeling. Stuck in a loop of overthinking, trying to be consistent, but without a clue what to say. But here's what I found. When you have a solid content strategy, you're not guessing anymore. You're creating with confidence. You know exactly what to post, where to post it, and why it matters. And that's what today's episode is all about. Today, we're diving into content pillars, what they are, why they matter, how to develop yours, and how to actually use them across all of your platforms, from Instagram to podcasts to blogs and more. By the end of this episode, you'll have a strategy that you can actually use to grow your brand with more clarity, more creativity, and a whole lot less stress. So grab your notebook and let's grow. Welcome to Growing Wild, the podcast where creativity meets confidence and marketing meets mindset. I'm Jamie Cole, marketer by trade, dreamer by heart, and your host on this journey to figuring it all out together. Because let's be real, building a brand and a life that you love takes more than just strategy. It takes courage. If you're ready to finally do that thing that you've been dreaming of, launch the business, grow your brand, or just make space for you, I got you. We're talking marketing tips that actually make sense, mindset shifts that get you out of your own way, and how to fully embrace who you are without apologizing. So grab your coffee, shot of tequila, or whatever keeps you sane, and let's grow. All right, so let's start with the basics. What even are content pillars? Think of them like a flower bouquet. You don't just toss in random stuff. You choose the stems that look great together, that represent your vibe, that make a statement when they're all in the same vase. Content pillars are the big picture themes that hold up your entire strategy. Think of them like the foundation of a house or the legs of a table. Without them, your content wobbles and falls down. They're the 3 to 5 main topics that you want to be known for. The things that you can talk about over and over again from different angles without getting bored. They help you stay consistent, build trust, and keep your audience coming back. So let me dig in a little deeper. If your business is a garden, content pillars are your planting zones. They tell you what thrives where. You're not just tossing random seeds and plants and hoping it all grows good. You're planting with intention, nurturing with your strategy, and creating something beautiful on purpose. You dig it? Without the strategy, showing up online can feel like throwing spaghetti at the wall. One day you're posting a business tip, the next day you're posting a picture of your dog, then a quote, and then a random product. And while, yes, all of these things can be part of your brand, if there's no through line or theme, your audience won't know what to latch onto. And worse, you'll feel burnout trying to reinvent the wheel every time. With content pillars, you suddenly have direction. You can rotate through topics that align with your values, your offers, and your voice. It's like meal prepping, but for your content. You're not deciding what to post from scratch each day. You've already got these go to recipes and you just mix it up from there. You don't have to throw that leftover spaghetti at the wall. You're plating up content equivalent of a gourmet meal, delicious and strategic. Are you hungry yet? Here's the thing, content pillars aren't just for influencers or marketing people. They're for side hustlers, makers, coaches, freelancers, artists, service providers, literally anyone building a brand or business. They give you clarity, focus, and a whole lot more peace when you sit down to create. But before we start mapping out your content pillars, let's zoom out for a minute and talk about why this whole thing even works. Like, why do marketers, creators, brand builders swear by content pillars? What's the method to the madness? All right, marketing theory moment. But don't worry, I will try not to nerd out. The reason content pillars work so well is because of something very human. We crave consistency. Our brains are wired to love patterns, to trust repetition, and to feel safe when we know what to expect. And the same goes for your audience. When you show up online saying totally different things every week, people get confused, or worse, they just forget about you. But when you show up with a consistent voice, energy, and message, when you talk about the same few core topics again and again in creative ways, you become memorable. You build a brand. It's kind of like when your friend is the person who always brings the best dessert to every get together. Eventually, people don't even ask who's bringing the dessert, they just know. That's what you want to become in your niche. The go to voice, the trusted source, the person your audience thinks of immediately when they need help with the thing that you're always talking about. Here's the other piece of that theory. When your content has a clear focus, it actually performs better. The algorithms love consistency. Your audience sticks around longer and you stop burning out because you've simplified the process. It's a win, win, win. And let's not forget this part. Your content pillars don't just help your audience understand you, they help you understand you. They bring clarity to your message, confidence to your marketing, and structure to your creativity. So we're not just creating content for content's sake, we're creating aligned, strategic content that supports your growth. We're making sense of your offer and we're building trust over time. That's the magic of it all. And once you know your pillars, you can start building everything else on top of them: your social posts, your blog, your podcast, your offers, your freebies, your captions, your marketing campaigns, and even the way that you introduce yourself. It's like laying a strong foundation so you can build a business that doesn't topple over every time a trend changes or you skip a week of posting. All right, deep breath. That was a lot. This is a good time to bring up the fact that all of this juicy information is available spelled out for you in the show notes, which you can find in the description of this episode. I may even have a little fun treat for you there too. Now, we're going to take those theories and turn them into something tangible. I'm going to walk you through some of the most common content pillars and then help you figure out how to create ones that feel like you. Ready? Let's get into it. So, now that we've talked about why content pillars matter, let's get into some of the most common ones people start with. This is your starter pack: the universal building blocks, the vanilla ice cream, before you swirl in the cookie dough chunks and the peanut butter drizzle. They usually fall into five big categories. Number one, educate. Teach your audience something. This is where you can share your tips, your hacks, your how to's, and your behind the scenes. You're showing people, hey, I know what I'm talking about, but in a way that's helpful and not gloaty. Examples of this could be 3 ways to style a capsule wardrobe, what I wish I knew before launching my Etsy shop, or the difference between burnout and it's just being tired. Number two, inspire. Lift people up. This is the pep talk content, the you've got this posts, the part of your brand that connects emotionally and makes your audience feel seen. Examples are quotes that resonate, short personal stories, life lessons, or sharing your before and after moments, not just visually, but emotionally and mentally too. Number three, entertain. Be a whole vibe. Yes, this counts as strategy. If you make people laugh, feel joy, or just enjoy consuming your content, they'll stick around. This pillar is where your personality really shines. Examples could be trend participation, relatable rants, voiceovers, or quirky reels that give your audience a same moment. Number four, engage. Get the party started. These posts are designed to start a conversation, spark connection, and build your community. You're not just talking at your audience, you're inviting them to join in on the fun. Examples of this can include polls, questions, this or that, commenting on prompts, using open ended stories like, tell me your most chaotic mom moment. I'll go first. Number five, promote. Sell your dang thing. Yes, you should be promoting. This is how you make money, grow your business, and show people what is available to them. The key is to mix it in with value and heart. Examples can be showcasing your product in use, client testimonials, service walkthroughs, launch announcements, or exclusive discounts. Now, here's the trick. These five pillars are general themes, not personal strategies. They give you a structure to build from. But if you only stick to these, your content might start to feel a little generic. It's kind of like buying a pre made planner and trying to make it fit your weird little schedule. It works okay, but it's not custom fit to your life. That's why I always recommend starting with these as inspiration and then layering in your own brand flavor, your mission, your values, and your people. Because your business and your brain are not one size fit all. But don't worry. If you want to rock the starter pack pillars that we just talked about, that is 100% okay. In fact, that's where most people start. If you're in a season where just getting the content out the door feels like a win, don't overcomplicate it. Rotate through, educate, inspire, entertain, promote, and engage until you're in a groove. But when you're ready to go deeper, when you want your content to not just be consistent, but also connected to who you are and what you really care about, that's when we start getting personal. That's when we look at the roots of your brand and say, okay, what actually matters here? What we're going to do next is shift from the off the rack pillars to something that fits you like a perfectly tailored outfit. I'm talking fully personalized. But before we go there, I want you to pause and reflect. If you had to pick one of these five that comes most naturally to you, educate, inspire, entertain, engage, or promote, which one feels easiest to create right now? And on the flip side, which one do you avoid like the plague? That little bit of self awareness will help guide you as we customize your content strategy in the next section. You with me? Okay. Let's take those general vibes and turn them into your brand's signature content cocktail. One of the best ways to find those roots is to start with your core values. Quick shout out. If you haven't listened to episode 2, Rooted in Authenticity, Discovering Your Core Values, go cue that up next. In that episode, I walk you through exactly how to get clear on your values that guide your life and your business. And it's a perfect foundation for your content strategy. Because your content shouldn't just say what you do, it should say who you are, what you believe in, what you stand for, and what kind of community you're trying to build. For example, if connection is one of your values, then one of your content pillars might be all about community, sharing stories, inviting conversations, highlighting your people. If you value freedom, maybe your content includes a lot of mindset work, breaking away from the 9 to 5, or the tools that might help others flex their creativity. Your pillars should reflect both the hearts of your business and the energy that you want to put into the world. So here's a little formula for you: core values plus business goals plus audience needs equals personalized content pillars. Let's break that down. Your core values give you the content depth and alignment. Your business goals keep it strategic. Your audience needs keeps it relevant. Let's say you're a wellness coach and your core values are balance, self compassion, and growth. Here's how your content pillars might shape up: gentle wellness tips, simple routines, flexible habits, no shamey content, real talk and relatability, behind the scenes stuff, struggles, personal stories, that kind of stuff, growth mindset, journaling prompts, mental health nuggets, progress over perfection, client support and wins, transformations, stories, testimonials, shout outs, and offers and services, the ways you work with your clients, benefits of your approach, those types of things. Now, let's do another one. Let's say you're a graphic designer whose values are creativity, clarity, and empowerment. Your pillars might look something like design tips and tutorials, where you can share tips and tricks about designs and brand identity. Creative process, like mood boards behind the scenes, your design flow. Client case studies, the before and after solving their design problems. And empowerment through branding. So, your mindset content, your confidence building. See how each of these sets feels very different, even though they're both service based businesses. That's the magic of personalizing. Your pillars make your brand stand out without shouting louder. All right, so here's your mini brainstorming moment. Ask yourself, what topics light you up that also serve your audience? What parts of your story or process do people connect with the most? What do you want to be known for 6 months from now or 2 years from now? What would you post about all the time if you didn't feel pressured to be strategic? Jot all of those down and circle your top 3 to 5 themes. And boom, you're halfway to a content strategy that is rooted in your values and customized to your voice. Now you've got the foundation, you understand what the content pillars are, why they matter, how to create ones that feel aligned with your values, your voice, and your business goals. And to help you bring this all together, I made you a worksheet because we don't just talk about strategy around here, we do something with it. This worksheet walks you through how to brainstorm, define, and refine your content pillars step by step so you can walk away with a strategy that's ready to use today. You can grab that in the show description, print it out, scribble on it, and stick it to your wall. This is your map, your compass, your content cheat sheet. You don't have to create from scratch anymore. But wait, there's more. Because now that you've got some solid pillars, I'm going to show you how to actually use them, like on real platforms with real content in ways that make your life easier, not harder. Let's deploy these babies. Here's how to actually use your content pillars in a way that saves you time, makes your message clear, and works across all your content channels. We're going to start with social media: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. Use your pillars to plan out your week or month. You can rotate through one pillar per day or mix and match depending on your vibe. Let's say one of your pillars is behind the scenes. That could turn into a reel of your workspace, a story about what you're working on today, a carousel breaking down your process step by step. Having a set of pillars helps you quickly decide, oh, it's Thursday. I'll do something from my community building pillar. Boom, done. Bonus, this also helps followers recognize your brand. They start to expect your tips, your stories, your spicy takes, and they know they're in the right place. Moving on to meatier content, blog posts, and newsletters. Your content pillars are also amazing blog categories. If one pillar is creative marketing tips, you can write a blog called How I Plan a Month of Social Posts in One Afternoon, or The Three Tools I Use to Stay Inspired and On Brand. Then take those blog posts and repurpose them into a newsletter. Maybe pull one juicy paragraph as the hook and invite people to click through for more. Or make your newsletter more personal by adding a story or update tied to the blog topic. Your pillars become a never ending well of ideas. You'll never be stuck wondering what to write about again. Not much of a blogger, more of a talker like me? Your content pillars can become your podcast episode themes. For example, if one of your pillars is empowered mindset, you could record how to stop holding yourself back in business. Confidence versus consistency. Which one do you need more? Sticking to your pillars help your audience trust your voice. They know what kind of wisdom or energy they're going to get from you, and they keep coming back for more. If you're still looking for more, another place to release your content pillars, product development and offers. Yes, your content pillars can even help you decide what to sell. If you've been talking about simplifying your marketing for months and audience is eating it up, maybe it's time to create a mini course on easy social media batching, a done for you template pack, or a workshop around stress-free visibility. The content tells you what the audience cares about, and your pillars keep that feedback loop strong. It doesn't stop there. You can use your pillars as visual categories everywhere. On Pinterest, they become your board themes. On your website, they become blog filters or service categories. On Instagram, they can become your story highlights. It all creates brand cohesion, which makes your business feel legit and super easy to navigate. So go ahead, deploy those pillars, put them to work for you. Let your content strategies support your creativity and not stifle it. Did you stick with me the whole time? If you need a recap or if you just want to dive in deeper, go check out the link in my description to these show notes. You'll find the full episode and the printable that I promised. So, to sum it up, content pillars equals your go-to topics that tell your story, serve your audience, and support your business without the burnout. They're not just strategy. They're your secret weapon for showing up and growing wild. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you loved this episode, share it with your business besties and leave me a killer review. Hey, I want to see that plan in action. So tag me on Instagram with your newly deployed strategy at jamiecole.growingwild. And remember, you deserve a plan that works with your creativity and not against it. Until next time, stay wild.